24 years before Katniss Everdeen ever stepped forward to volunteer for the games, there was another tribute from District 12, Haymitch Abernathy. His story began long before the world knew the name Mockingjay, in a time when hope was even scarcer. At just 16, Haymitch was a boy from the Seam, the poorest part of District 12. He grew up surrounded by hardship, where hunger was a daily companion, and survival was never guaranteed. Every day was a struggle, but he learned to be strong, to endure. Yet even in the bleakest times, Haymitch discovered something precious. He knew love. He found comfort and hope in a girl named Lenore. Their bond was a rare light in the darkness, a reminder that even in a world ruled by fear, love could still bloom. But everything changed the day of the reaping. The entire district gathered at dawn, hearts pounding, dreading the names that would be called. In the capital, they celebrated a grim anniversary, the 50th Hunger Games, a spectacle marked by excess and cruelty. For this second quarter quell, the rules were changed. The games would be even more brutal, the odds even worse. Instead of the usual 24 tributes, this year there would be 48, twice as many lives at stake, twice as much fear. Double the number meant double the killing, double the heartbreak for every family in the district. When the reaping ball selected a girl from the Seam, someone Haymitch cared for, he didn't hesitate for a moment. He knew what he had to do. With courage burning in his chest, Haymitch volunteered, determined to change her fate. To protect Lenore, to give her a chance at life, Haymitch stepped forward, ready to face the arena, no matter the cost. The arena was like nothing Haymitch could have imagined. The capital had designed a landscape of fire and ash. A volcano loomed over everything, a constant threat. The games began and the bloodbath commenced. Alliances formed, shattered, and reformed. Haymitch knew he couldn't trust anyone, not completely. But in the arena, even enemies can become allies. He found himself working with Maisily Donner, a girl from District 12. There was BT, a clever boy with a knack for electronics. And Mags, an older woman who was surprisingly strong and resourceful. They watched each other's backs, sharing what little food and water they could find. The volcano erupted with a deafening roar, sending a shockwave through the arena that rattled the very ground beneath the tribute's feet. Rivers of molten lava surged relentlessly, carving fiery paths through the landscape and incinerating everything in their path: trees, shelters, and any hope of safety. The air grew thick with choking ash and swirling smoke, turning day into night and making every breath a struggle for survival. Tributes who had been bitter enemies only moments before now found themselves running side by side, united by terror and desperation as they fled the disaster. Haymitch relied on his quick thinking and deep knowledge of the arena's dangers to navigate the chaos and survive where others fell. He had learned to hunt and set traps in the dense woods outside District 12, skills that now became his lifeline. Those hard-won survival skills, sharpened by years of necessity and hunger, were the only thing keeping him alive in the deadly arena. He mourned Maisily, his ally and friend, who had been taken from him too soon by a sudden, merciless shower of burning rocks hurled from the sky. In the chaos, Haymitch caught a glimpse of the cold ambition burning in the eyes of the young capital escort, Coriolanus Snow, already calculating his next move. He also witnessed the casual cruelty and indifference of a young peacekeeper named Plutarch Heavensby, who seemed to relish the suffering around him. The game stripped away any illusions Haymitch might have clung to about the capital and its people, revealing a world ruled by power, fear, and ruthless ambition. In the end, only 2 tributes remained, Haymitch and a boy from District 2. The arena had claimed so many lives, but now, it all came down to this final confrontation. Both boys were battered, exhausted, and haunted by what they had seen and done. They faced each other on a narrow ledge of rock, the molten river raging below, its heat and fury a constant reminder of how close death truly was. Every step was a risk, every breath a struggle. Haymitch emerged victorious, but his victory tasted like ashes in his mouth. The cost of survival was written in every bruise and scar, in every memory that would never fade. He had survived, but at what cost? The games had taken more than just his innocence. They had stolen his sense of safety, his hope, and his trust in the world. The capital took its revenge, refusing to let defiance go unpunished. Their power was absolute, their cruelty boundless. Haymitch's family, back in District 12, died in a fire. The flames consumed everything he had left, leaving only ashes and unanswered questions. An accident, the authorities claimed, their voices cold and unfeeling. But the people of District 12 knew better, and so did Haymitch. But Haymitch knew the truth. The capital had sent a message: no one defies them without paying a terrible price. The capital had taken his family, just as they had taken so much else from so many others. Their reach was long, their vengeance swift. And then, the final blow. Grief threatened to consume him, but the capital was not finished yet. Lenore, his reason for living, was poisoned. The loss was almost too much to bear, a wound that would never truly heal. Haymitch had won the games, but he had lost everything that mattered. Victory had brought only emptiness and pain. He was left with nothing but his memories, his pain, and the Mockingjay pin that had become a symbol of both hope and defiance, a small reminder that even in the darkest times, rebellion could still take flight.